Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? So with Terence Crawford, you know, you hear a lot of guys that say, you know, Earl Spence, when, you know, the whole 60-40 thing was brought up. You know, you hear a lot of guys saying, well, you know, Terence Crawford, he did this and he did that. And keep in mind, this is coming from a Terence Crawford fan. I'm a huge fan of Terence Crawford. I support him. I respect him. I bought his pay-per-view with him versus Amir Khan. You know what I'm saying? When that shit, I don't even think that shit did 100,000. That shit was like 90,000. And Amir Khan got a big name. You know what I'm saying? And that shit only do 90,000. That shit, that was beyond ridiculous to me. You know, for all of the people out here that claim to be Terence Crawford fans, whenever it got something to do with trying to tear down Earl Spence Jr., whenever it got something to do with trying to call Earl Spence a duck, or trying to, you know, because whenever you the man on top, the man in the division, you know, the big fish, when you in that position, motherfuckers looking for every reason to hate on you and tear you down. You know, motherfuckers already don't like PBC because it's predominantly all black fighters. It ain't all black fighters over there, but most of the black stars in boxing is over at PBC. So they already get hate off of the strength of that. You dig what I'm saying? So people, they try to do this whole, you know, I'm against Earl Spence. It just be hating. You know what I mean? And they see that Earl Spence's arch nemesis is Terence Crawford. So they just want to be on the opposite side. They don't have the ability to be fans of both guys like me. I love and support both of these guys. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when you the man in a division like Earl Spence, you know, they don't want to give that respect and that leeway when you fought the bigger names and you've done 3 consecutive successful pay-per-views, over 300,000 pay-per-view buys. In the pandemic, you did upwards of 250,000 with Danny Garcia fresh off the accident. You know what I'm saying? You put down there 50,000 people in Cowboy Stadium in your first pay-per-view fight with Mikey Garcia. You go to LA and do the same type of numbers on the pay-per-view with Sean Porter. And you build up this star power and this fan base, and then you ask for 60-40, motherfuckers act like that's too much to ask with everything that you bring to the table. And that was only going to go even higher with the Manny Pacquiao fight, right? Now, the argument against that is that Terence Crawford, you know, he's been undisputed at 140, which is true. You know, he's accomplished so much in the sport of boxing on paper. When you look at the accomplishments, that's true. The trinkets and the titles and all that shit, that's true. He just don't have the names and the level of competition, which weighs heavily when you talk about your popularity and notoriety and ability to sell fights. And as you see, like I said, I bought the Amir Khan pay-per-view. But why didn't it do 100,000? Why was that fight with 2 solid names so low on the pay-per-view scale? You know why? Because these motherfucking Terence Crawford fans that claim, not all y'all, but 80% of y'all that claim that y'all fuck with Terence Crawford, you lying. You really don't fuck with him because you don't support him. You don't show up when it come fight time. You don't show up to the fights, and you don't show up on the pay-per-view. That's why Bob Arum talking all that bullshit, talking about I could have bought a house in Malibu with all the money that I done lost on Terence Crawford. Because y'all motherfuckers that claim y'all love Terence Crawford, most of y'all don't fuck with Terence Crawford. Y'all just hate Earl Spence because he's the bigger of the two. So Terence Crawford is considered the lesser of the two evils because Earl Spence is up here as far as notoriety and star power. And then Terence Crawford, he's the guy that you just want to use to go against Earl Spence. But you don't really fuck with Terence Crawford because if you did, then you would be buying his pay-per-views. You would be supporting him. So this video is a call to duty. It's a call to action. I want all the Terence Crawford fans who claim that y'all really fuck with him, y'all say he pound for pound, and look, this brother is one of the best. I love watching Terence Crawford fight. I'm a huge fan, but I want to call on you other Terence Crawford fans, the ones who be out here talking so crazy about Errol Spence and why Errol Spence don't deserve 60-40. Y'all need to show up and support this brother. And I know Sean Porter gonna have some people that's gonna support the fight just off of the strength of Sean. You know what I'm saying? But all these so-called Terence Crawford fans, it's time for y'all to show up. You need to purchase the pay-per-view. Show us that you really fuck with Terence Crawford. This pay-per-view should do at least 300,000. At least 300,000 pay-per-view buys. At least. Come on now. This shit gotta do at least 300,000 pay-per-view buys. Ain't no reason why it shouldn't. Unless y'all really don't fuck with Terence Crawford like y'all say. If you say he this, he that, but you ain't gonna pay to see the man fight. And this is a very good fight. This is a great fight. This fight has Fight of the Year written all over it. So this is a call to duty and a call to action for everybody that say y'all fuck with Terence Crawford, y'all support him, y'all want to see him win, y'all think that he deserved 50-50 versus a guy like Errol Spence Jr. Well, you gotta show me. If Errol Spence can do 350,000 with Sean Porter, then Terence Crawford need to be able to do that. If y'all say he deserved 50-50, I want to see it. I'm purchasing the fight. I might buy the motherfucker 2 times. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely purchasing the fight, and I'm supporting the brother Terence Crawford and Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to see them dudes pocket seen about. I want to see these dudes turn up and be as successful as they possibly can. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if y'all want the same thing. Show me that Terence Crawford is everything that y'all believe him to be. This is an opportunity for us to, for y'all to show Terence Crawford that y'all really support him, and for y'all to put y'all motherfucking money where y'all mouth at, man. You know, talking about you ain't getting no good fights and all that. Well, you got a great fight right here. What you gonna do? Don't be in the comment section asking for a link. You know what I'm saying? You want everybody that motherfuckers doing the commentary, streaming live and shit. You know, I understand if you just ain't got the money. That's cool. But, you know, that's a different story. But at the same time, you can't be, you know, saying all this and that, but you ain't willing to support the fights, though. You know what I'm saying? But you down on Harry Hines tricking off, you know, $40. You know what I'm saying? Tricking off for that 40. But you can't pay $50 to watch Terence Crawford and Sean Porter? Come on now. I don't want to hear that. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Do y'all think that Terence Crawford fans is going to show up? Are they going to purchase the pay-per-view? Are we going to see that support that they say that they give to Terence Crawford? Are we going to see that shit in terms of analytics and statistics and results? Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Contender Regime Boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.